Okay, we're back. Hi, everyone. That wasn't ideal. Let me fix the camera because things are being funky. Oh, it's on the other screen. Hold on. Anyway, how are we today, friends? We doing well? Hopefully not too much chaos going on in the world. Personally, I don't think it's worth the stress. But, oh, that's the wrong camera, Dustin. There we go. Get rid of autofocus and backlight compensation. Update. Perfect. Okay. So, hi. I need coffee. Freaking stat. I also need to plug in my headphones because when chaos hit, I didn't have time for anything. So I just kind of went with it. But how are we all doing? We doing well? I hope we are. My life has been very chaotic lately. But I am trying my best with what I have. Does that make sense? Coffee. But I hope you are all doing well. I got my purple cup. It's technically a Halloween cup, but I don't care. I don't care. I did some rearranging of my desk. If y'all want to see. Let me get this. Oh. Phone doesn't recognize me. So let's go to boop. Oh, wrong button. There it is. Let's turn on. Oops. I thought this was just a talk. Where did I put it? There. That's not working. Hold on 1 second. Got it. That's what happened. So I won't be able to show you. Oh, wait. Yes, I can. I can do this. Right? There we go. Okay. So I was able to do this. So I have this down here now, which is a 3D printed little box that allows my Stream Decks to sit. It's really hard to tell from this angle, but allows the camera to sit, or the Stream Decks to sit in a way where they're at a rake. Hello, Bagel Thief. How the heck are you? I'm going to say nonce from now on. That is now my catchphrase. Thank you. Also, don't mind me. I am just lotioning my hands because they are dry. Because it is still winter in the middle of March. Okay, the beginning of March. But yeah, so that 3D print went really, really well. I got myself some little rubber feet so that way it doesn't slide across my desk too much. But it is a nice little upgrade that didn't really cost too much time or effort or money. And I think there's another 3D print that I saw recently that I think I might do for my setup that involves my ATEM Mini. So I'm excited to give that a shot. But for today, the Hope. Actually, do I still have? I don't have it anymore. Should probably add that back in at some point. I want to add back in right over here because it's just a big empty spot while I talk. I want to add chat back in because I've noticed there's a lot of things, especially when I look back at my VODs, that I'm just like, oh, what did that person say at that exact moment? Because I don't remember. It'll just be helpful in the future to kind of keep that stuff in track. But I think today we're going to play a little bit of Minecraft and show off some of the stuff that I've done in the interim because it's been a couple weeks since I've streamed. I was planning on doing it last weekend, but as most people in Michigan kind of suffered from, we had a big winter ice storm happen, and a lot of people were without power, and I was one of them for about 5 days. So I didn't get to do a lot of the stuff that I wanted to that whole week and into the weekend. So hopefully today that changes. But yeah, I think we'll jump into Minecraft. But before we do, just like every Sunday, when I try to be diligent about this, I try to talk about my my week, things coming up, how I'm feeling, and then we turn it over to you all so that way we can kind of center ourselves here on this weekend and get in a as best mental headspace as we can and try to take on this upcoming week with a little bit more positivity and in a better mental health space. And speaking of which, hasn't been the best mental health week for me this last week, to start on a downer. But more particularly, my family is going through some stuff right now that's really tragic and upsetting, and I'm trying my best to be the big brother and support where I can, do what I can. But it's tough. It's really, really tough to carry that. Not necessarily that I have to, but there's a part of me as the older brother that always feels like it's a little bit my job. So I get myself into these weird mental loops, if you will, of constantly thinking if I can be doing more in situations. So this whole week has been a lot of me struggling with not being able to help because it's not my fight. Does that make sense? So it was spring break for the university, which meant that I didn't have any students. Well, I had a couple students throughout the week that made some hours and stuff like that, but at its core, it was a break from students and classes, is the long and short of what the break was for. I did a terrible job. So that was a nice positive thing, because if we're being honest, I'm not sure I could have handled a lot of the stuff last week if I also had to be managing over students and projects. So I'm glad that happened to correspond. I mean, of course, the drama and stuff are carrying on through this week, which means now I will have to do that balance. But I have a therapy appointment on Tuesday, so it will be fine. Let me double check something real quick. Looking at my audio levels, it looks like I'm getting some weirdness. So I just want to double check. That sounds okay? Yeah, that's fine. I hope it sounds okay on your end. But yeah, that's the reason I started so late compared to normal, is because we had some massive audio issues, and I think I either moved something I wasn't supposed to, or just because of the power outage and everything, things didn't get turned back on in the proper order. So either or, we are back. We're here. We're doing the thing. So yeah, really weird week. I'm hoping to go into next week in a little bit more positive attitude, a little bit more positive outlook on things, because it was really hard to do any of that this week. Did get a lot accomplished this last week, though, at work, which was nice. Was able to completely rewire our audio system. It was very much, we got an upgrade in our audio system right as I started there. And I was in charge of hooking it up and making sure that it all functioned. Well, the issue with that sort of thing is that we were in the middle of a pandemic still, which meant that I had to do a lot of things kind of haphazardly. So there was a lot of things not done proper. So I finally had a couple days to myself where I was able to just sit down and go, how would I want to hook this up if I had to do it all over again? And spring break hit, which means, guess what, friends? I was able to do that exact thing. So I took the time and pushed through and got us to a point where I feel the system is completely, one, it's completely different, but two, somebody sitting down and actually jumping on the system for the first time, it'll be easier to understand. And given that it's a university, probably a good idea for me. So I'm very happy that I was able to do that. And I just did a bunch of paperwork that's been kind of sitting in the background. Beanie! Hi! Thank you for the Twitter interactions. I appreciate that. You either liked or retweeted. I'm not sure which one you did. I am happy I have power too. If we're being honest, during the little storm on Friday, I was a little worried we were going to lose it again. Because it was dipping and boop, boop. A lot of the TV started to shut off. Like, we didn't lose power, but it was enough of a dip for the power of the TV and the internet to go out. So the power just went voo, and stuff like that. Ooh, you were surging. Those are the dangerous kinds. I sound like I'm ill-informed, but no, the difference between a brownout and a surge is brownout, the power is getting pulled away from you, so it's not damaging to electronics. Surging is that there's too much power coming. I know you know this, Beanie, but anybody else that's listening. The surge is too much power coming into your house, and if your main breaker can't handle the surge in its proper function, which is to trip, if it can't handle the surge, it will send it out to devices, whatever is connected, which means computers, phones, refrigerators, frickin' dishwashers, anything that it can hit, especially things that are already drawing power, which is what phones and computers always do. It can just kill it like that. So I hope you didn't lose anything in those surges, because That's like, of the things to happen, power outages and surges, which are on two complete opposite sides of the spectrum, both of them just as damaging the stuff. Oh yeah, DTE. Oh my God. Like we got power Tuesday. Yeah, I think last Monday around 1:00. And we learned we got power, and then I went on the map to just be like, hey, I'm curious how far along DTE is in general. And I was just like, this map looks no different. The only difference is that we are now turned on. Oh no. How long is this going to last? And I even checked Wednesday, and there were still hundreds of people without power. It's almost like solar and hydropower and anything that you can do at home to be self-sufficient in power might be a good idea. You know what, though? I'll ask capitalism. They'll get back to me. But yeah. I know. I don't do it very often. This is America. We control the power. We have the power of the power. It's just getting ridiculous, you know? I wasn't even moving my mouth. That wasn't very effective. But yeah, I got one more sound effect that fits the situation.
Very cool. Cool.
Yes. For anybody who is a fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, we can be best friends now. But how are you, Beanie? It's been a minute since we've chatted. And I haven't seen your streams. One, because of power situations, but two, life has just been crazy. And I don't know if you heard the beginning of my stream and stuff, if you were lurking, but my last week was crazy when it comes to just family and mental health management and a bunch of other stuff in that category. So, yeah. Yes, exactly. The life being crazy part is what's getting me as well. Yeah. I'm doing okay. I would say we're still at the height of the issue that's going on. It hasn't really settled. And I got a therapy appointment for Tuesday. So there we go. But we are not here to dwell. We are here to support and help. So the thing that I'm going to do to get myself in a better mental health space, and hopefully we can talk about things as we go, is I am going to jump in to a little bit of Minecraft. It does still work. Look at that. I always get super nervous when I am switching to a different game using all my commands, because with the power outage and various other things, I have put a lot of effort into making all these things function properly, which means if one little tiny thing doesn't work, sometimes the whole stack of cards falls. So, but yeah, let's play a little bit of Minecraft on the Shanland server. So last we left, we were doing a little bit of effort to try to create a better entrance to get into the storage facility, the materials bunker 2.0. And we were having a little bit of issue because the water sources were combining, and it wasn't letting us do what we needed because of how Minecraft water physics works. I do think I finally got us to a solution. And I'd like to show that to you all now since it's been a minute, and that was the last thing that we all did together. So here's the solution that I came up with. We have a bubble elevator that takes you all the way up, and then a water elevator, just the general one, that allows you to go from floor to floor without worrying about taking fall damage or using, ladders. You can totally still use ladders. And if we're being honest, like if I jump on here and just drop down, this is how fast it takes us to get down. Then if I head back up, this holding crouch so that way I go down, this is how fast this takes us. If we're being honest, it's about the same speed. So I'm not mad about it. This, on the other hand, is significantly faster. But that's not the fun part. My favorite part about it now is that we have one different colored glass panes, so that way as you're going from level to level, you know what floor you're on, which I really enjoy. But also, we have this thing right here that allows us to actually, to drop down to the materials bunker with just the push of a button. And honestly, I'm debating, I don't know if I'm actually going to do this, but this little system right here, where it's trapdoor on the block just above the floor, button and sign on each floor. And the reason for that is because it means that there's going to be a water source block in between floors, and it's just at the perfect height that you can hop into it. Which means if I do sign, button, trapdoor, there's water there, you can hop to each floor and then drop to each floor. I don't know. It's an idea I'm pondering with. I might play around with it a little bit more later. But because I now have this new system, it means you can go from floor to floor very easily. I also added this, which is a quick materials drop-off chest. It allows you to put items in here. I'll just throw this in here. It's not something that's sortable, but you heard it just click. It sent it down to the materials bunker before I even get down there. So that way, if I have like a big amount of items that I'm trying to unload, and you'll notice this is a single chest because I do not want to put a doubles chest worth of items up here. I would much rather it be something that you're getting down there and dumping off all at once. Or a shulker or something like that. But that little chain item just sent through the materials. It's not a sortable item, so it'll end up in the overflow chest, which is no big deal. But I did add this here, so that way it was a little bit more convenient for things. It does look a little gross down in the basement now, I will admit. I need to close that so no frogs come down. But yeah, right now it looks like this, which I'm not very proud of. This is going to be our zombie villager conversion chamber. Once I get another zombie. Actually, I'll probably get a husk if we're being honest. So I'll probably go to the desert and grab a husk because husks don't burn in the sunlight, which means that it won't be that difficult to get it here. But yes, you'll see this is the drop locale now. It takes you down and sends it into the water stream. I think I'm going to... Actually, I'll do that right now, actually. I don't like that this is right next to that hole anymore. Oh, I flew a little bit too close to the sun there. Oh, my pick is too powerful. Okay, so let's get that. Yeah, I don't like that this is right next to the drop for all those items. So I think it makes a little bit more sense. Actually, Yeah, because that's the outside wall. Because if I break here... Yeah, that's just one block. So I can't have that. Then if I pull it in to here, then I can put... I can basically fill in this wall. So the hallway will be a little bit skinnier. Honestly, I could probably shift the whole thing. Regardless, I don't like that it's so close to the wall, so I think I'm going to fix it. Is it sandstone? Yes, it is. And then I don't have anything else to fill that in. So I think we'll do in the middle for now, just because it'll be easier for us. Actually, I think this is where I want that to be. And eventually, I'll, yeah, eventually I'll pretty things up a little bit. But for now... That seems too far away. Probably want it there, now that I think about it. So yeah, eventually I'll come in and make this a little bit more of like a grand entrance. It's not thunderstorming, is it? I can't handle it, the thunderstorm right now. I have 4 more. Let's, we're gonna need more powered rails. Let's see if there's any in here. There is. We'll get rid of these. Add this in. What we can do, boop, boop, boop. And, boop, boop, boop. I think the one thing about this process that's gonna stink a little is that once I put the villager in here, I still have to be able to get in and push the minecart out. So a little part of me thinks I need to add a another piston right here that pushes the minecart out. Or something. Do rails still get... They don't get swept up by water anymore. Perfect. That might be the ticket then. Okay. Okay. We'll figure that out later. This is not a right now thing. But yeah, so this thing is the drop. And now that'll get sorted. Didn't mean to do that, but that's what's happening. But yeah, so that is the drop down to the materials thing. So let's actually head down there. Let's go show it off. I'm also half tempted, because we have a beacon now in the distance, to actually create an entrance to it right here. And surprise, I'm doing it already. There we go. I think it's all step units, right? So let's go here, and then... Oh, not what I wanted. That'll do for now, but it at least gives us a an entrance to the thing from here, because before it was just a tiny little tunnel over there, and I kind of like this sort of entrance a bit better. May not be perfect, but it gets us there, which I think is pretty cool. Okay. Is the thunderstorm real, or is that my sound effects? I haven't been watching my... it is real. Okay. So let's head to sleep to get rid of that. And then we can head down to the materials bunker and see the stuff that we did there. Did my go live message go off on Discord? If anybody in here knows, that'd be fantastic. Okay, so let's head back down. Oh, before we do this, this is my new storage layout. I had signs on all of these and it just wasn't being helpful, but now I got actual items and item frames and they're labeled. And you may ask yourself, Dustin, why is that so important? Why do you need labels? Like you see the visual item and you could just go up and know and grab redstone, right? Right? No. I have a mod called Inventory Tabs that allows you to have anything that's in line of sight, anything that you could normally click from the position you're in. It gives you a little tab on your inventory screen so you can switch to it without actually exiting out of the previous inventory and going into the next one. So I set up this little thing here because it's in the center of the room, and if I walk up to it like this, it closes up so that way I can't get out of here. But it means that I can reach every single thing in the space, and then when I click on something, it gives me all of these tabs across the top. So this is my like person inventory, but this is the coal chest, animal drops, armor and shields, bone meal and bones, crafted stone items, crafted wood items, the crafting table, which is directly underneath my feet, doors, enchanted books, the ender chest behind me, ender pearl chest, and there's 4 pages of this because of how many items and stuff are currently in here. Any shulker boxes that I'm trying to unload, I would just put above me like this, because then I can just place it on the ceiling, and then I can shift between, like, say, I think this back one, yeah, the back one has rockets. So if I want to put the rockets in a different chest, I can just go here and then find the gunpowder, and then I can put it in that one without ever swapping out of my inventory. How freaking cool is that? And then I can just go back. Now, here's one issue that I have learned is that shulker boxes are always the shulker box color, even if you recolor them. So you're left with a situation where you have to just know, which is not great. So that is something that I have to figure out, or I have to wait for the mod to come out with something that makes that adjustment. You'll also see I have this mod, or it's a resource pack, that textures your inventory based on what you're looking at. So, like, this is just the general inventory tab, like my personal inventory. Chests look like that. Shulker boxes look like that. If I had a barrel, it looks a little bit different. And then the crafting table looks like this. Again, it's just a nice, cute little mod. Also, does my screen look dark to you all, or am I crazy? Ba, 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 ba. I'm not sure that looks any better. And I'm back? Maybe? Hello? Are we back? I have no idea. Well, that's not a good sign. Am I here? Can people hear me? Hello? Well, let's test it this way. Wow, my first stream back having tech issues? That's unheard of. Um Yeah, that's weird. There's no audio on the stream. Interesting.